Hello crafty friends and welcome. Today's card is a birthday card where I decided to get out my watercolors, which I haven't done in a while, and just apply some different texture, color blobs. Kind of knew what I wanted to do ahead of time. Half of the paper I'm going to die cut flower shapes out, and the other half I'm going to use as my card base, which I'm going to use a embossing folder on that. I decided to use a little deckled edge die cut that I have, and then I ran through the embossing folder, and then I'm just going to glue that to a white card base. I also need some leaves and a stem with the die cut flower set that I decided to use. This took me longer than the purple. I really was trying to build up some green. I had sort of the color and texture in my mind on what I wanted, and it took quite a while of drying in between with my arranger dryer to build up the textures and the layers to get the color I was trying to go for. I kept going back and forth with some different color greens and some yellows to try to get variations, but also build up a much darker color. Hey, just a quick reminder, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Next, I cut out a bunch of the leaves or petals in that purple color and cut out the green and taped my card shut because it kept opening. I cut this purple circle out to give myself sort of a landing area to start putting all of those petals down, because when I first tried to do it without it, my flower kept coming out kind of wonky. So I figured if I did a lot darker, if it was a bunch of flowers, it would look dark in the center. So if a little bit of it was peeking out, it would actually help with the depth of this bunch of petals that I'm piling on top of each other. This card took a little while, but it was kind of relaxing, just gluing. I inked some of the edges, a few of the petals, just to continue with the variations of colors. And I did all the bigger, this set had smaller and larger petals, so I decided to lay down all the larger petals first and then add the smaller ones on top. And tried to pick a few of my favorite colored like to the side because I'm going to pop them up. So they had like maybe a little lighter shade to them when I was doing the watercoloring. And I put a very thin foam under those, and I think I only did like 4 or 5 and just put them up there. And then now that my stem was nice and glued, I trimmed it down. And now I decided to add some flat enamel dots, but they're from the Dollar Tree. They're pretty. They're flat on one side, but they're pretty domed. And then these little pearl ones as well. And I just started playing and moving them around to see where I wanted to put them. I like the size of the pearl ones, but I definitely wanted to keep the lavender ones in as well. So I only put a few of the really big lavender ones. I wish I had small lavender ones. That would have been nice. And then the last thing was to add a sentiment, and I printed these out on my computer and picked a lavender color, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the lavender or the white with the lavender type. And so I printed them both out since it was on my computer. I thought, why not? I can always use a birthday sentiment. I'll just put it to the side. I decided I like the purple one. I put a little bit of foam tape, that thin foam tape again, on the back. It's actually mounting tape from the Dollar Tree. It's nice and thin. I don't know if it's acid free, but so I wouldn't use it on photos. Here's a close-up of my finished card. If you don't know what kind of card you want to make, just get out some watercolor and make some paper, and then you can just die cut flowers out of them and make a card. Thanks so much for watching. Have a crafty day.